Hello and welcome to the Lillian McMorris Show. I'm Lillian McMorris, and I'm so thankful and grateful for everyone in our community just embracing community activities, events, giving back to the community, learning information about what's going on within our community. On today's show, and we're going to start out and talk about some summer programs. Yes, summer's coming. The temperature's hot out there, and you're wondering, what am I going to do with these kids for the summer? Well, the West Las Vegas Arts Center has year-round programs, but specifically, they have summer programs. So we're going to talk to Ms. China Hudson.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, I am happy. I'm just very, very happy. And Mr. Kwiesi Davis. Mr. Davis, thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Just calm down. You're going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Because, as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk to you first. How about that?
That's fine.
Let's talk about some of the programs that you're going to have for the summer.
Well, like you know, the West Las Vegas Arts Center has PVAC, which stands for Performing and Visual Arts Camp. It's for kids 10 to 5. There's different ensembles, different groups of learning within the arts through the camp. So there's theater, there's musical theater, there's dance, and there's art. But each one of them have so many subcultures to them. Okay. And what they allow, it's like phenomenal. Like doing dance, there's contemporary, there's African ballet, doing theater, there's musical theater, there's how to be able to distinguish the difference between theater on stage and television. So there's this array of activities for the children.
That is wonderful. And all of this, of course, we can find on the website.
Yes, ma'am.
And you gave me the website, so I'm going to let you give it to everybody.
It's artslasvegas.org.
See?
Yes,
now see how easy that was?
Yes, ma'am.
See? Okay, Miss China.
Okay.
And you got this. You're a professional now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have a registration for the classes because we've got arts and crafts, the community gallery, the conference room, dance studios, all the things that are happening in there. Music studio. Your music studio is absolutely phenomenal, including recording.
Yes, the West Las Vegas is definitely the jewel of the city. We have the African dance, the hip-hop, the ballet, the modern. We have the radio recording. We have videography. We have the summer camp. We have taekwondo. So we have all the variety of different things that we can offer the West Las Vegas community as well as the Las Vegas community.
Right, because you're quite diverse. The students there is quite diverse.
We have students coming all the way from Henderson because we are the only African dance class in the city, as well as we have a phenomenal hip-hop teacher, and our hip-hop class is great. We have that community gallery where we feature community artists and their visual art.
Little mini concerts.
Yes, we have concerts, jazz concerts, all type of events that we have. So I encourage people to come over to 947 Westlake Mead Boulevard to just visit and take a tour. I'll be there on Saturdays to greet you and welcome you to our community. What time do you open on Saturdays? We open at 9 a.m. Our first class starts at 9 a.m. in our summer camp.
Yeah, let's talk about the summer camp, because right now is when the time
registration
for people to come in, especially parents, guardians, friends, relatives, come to visit.
Yes,
pick up a packet.
Yes. The camp starts on June the 16th, but the deadline for the packet is June the 6th. The camp is for children 10 to 15 years of age, and as Kwiesi said, we take theater, dance, drumming, behind the scenes. So if you have a child that's not quite want to be on stage,
you learn the back
Yes,
part.
you can learn sound, you can learn lighting, you can learn stage direction and set design.
Boy, we might be able to use them sound and lighting and
we teach the kids the whole ensemble of everything that goes on with putting on a production, as well as the graphics. You can make the flyers, you can do everything, the t-shirt design, the costume design. So whatever your niche is, we want to cultivate that with the children. Again, the packets are due June the 6th. Okay. You need to call 229-4800 or visit 947 Westlake Mead. Marcia, Jewel, or Lisa will be happy to assist you when you walk in.
This is really different because, as we all know, this is an electronic age.
Yes.
So you go on the computer and you fill your form out and you never talk to a real person.
Oh, no. We want to talk to you.
See, in this case, you want to meet that parent or guardian.
We want to meet them.
You want to see them interact with that child, what type of child they have.
Yes, because the one key of our packet is the child has to do an essay. And they have to let us know why they want to be a part of the camp, how this camp will change their lives. The camp does have a registration fee, but we offer scholarships. So we want to let the children know that even though your family may be low income, there are scholarships available. But we want to see that essay. We want to see why you want to be a part of this camp.
And see, and this is one thing I'm going to add because I've sponsored in the past is the West Las Vegas Arts Center. Whatever child wants to go in a program, and if there's no money available due to their low income.
Yes.
If you're a business or an office or another nonprofit that would like to donate to the West Las Vegas Arts Center, a scholarship for children to go, you can do that.
Oh, yes,
and,
we have
and I've done
people.
it, so I know that you can do that.
Yes, we've had people just walk in and say, listen, here's some money. I don't, just bless a child.
Exactly.
And it's just a wonderful thing that the community comes to the community center to give back, and we just appreciate everyone.
And that's what it's about, our community.
Yes.
And community is large. Arts programs and classes, all at the West Las Vegas Arts Center. You can get information online at artslasvegas.org.
Yes.
Is that right? That's right? Or give them a call at 702-229-4800. But the best thing to do
is come on by.
Come on by.
Yes.
That's right. I heard what you said.
We're open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 6.
Saturday from 9 to 6. It's 947 West Lake Mead Boulevard. And it's an absolutely beautiful facility. And they'll take time with you and your child or whoever you want to bring up. Let them see everything so they can pick what they're interested in. And I think that's the best way to go.
Yes, that's
Thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate
and congratulations on your show.
Thank you.
And
Thank
all of
you
your
much.
support that you give us.
You know, and I appreciate the community support that I'm receiving as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to say thank you to Ms. China and Mr. Davis. And, of course, for more information on the West Las Vegas Arts Center, go to their website at artslasvegas.org. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Your resource at HB, that is your resource at Hollywood Bound. We are growing by leaps and bounds, and we have office space, meeting space, production, technology, all of the things that you need for your office. If you need to rent an office for a day, a week, or a month, give me a call or email me. info@yourresourcehb.com. We will help you with a full-service office. The Lillian McMorris Show is brought to you in part by Louisiana Gumbo and More, located on West Charleston. The best gumbo, fried catfish, salads, and don't forget the po' boys. That's Louisiana Gumbo and More on West Charleston. And welcome back. We'd like to welcome Julio Jimenez. Welcome, Julio.
Thank you for having me.
I am very, very pleased to have you because we're doing quite a bit of highlighting for Nevada Partners. And you are the head person for the housing program. And I've looked into the housing program here at Nevada Partners, and it is wonderful.
Thank you.
No one is left out.
Absolutely.
And I think it's so important to our community that the home buyers assistance, they sit the couple down or whomever is buying, actually counsel them so they can move in the right direction and not lose at the end. And of course, after they get through all of that, if they need a little money, we can find that too.
That's right. So Nevada Partners in 2008 decided to have a joint partnerships because that's what we're about, is joining partnerships. And we started creating a housing program, a program that was going to be first dedicated to the culinary and bartender workers,
right?
Because that's how we started.
That's right. That was your target.
That was our target, and we started strong. We started out providing homebuyers education and counseling because that's our main focus. It's a focus of educating those consumers, individuals that don't know what it is to buy a home. What's that process?
The responsibility and the process of going through it.
Yes.
Now, the other thing that you have is every educational class, the home buyer's education, the counseling, the down payment assistance classes are all bilingual.
Yes, everything is done in English and in Spanish. The main purpose for that was that we're first working with a target audience of culinary bartender worker, and the Culinary Bartenders Union has over 70% of Hispanics as members. Okay. So we knew that we have a target audience that we had to reach out to. And
we have to think of our community as a whole.
Absolutely.
There's a very high percentage of bilingual families.
So it was my absolute goal to make sure that we were going to provide that service in those two different languages. Okay. And we have been very successful in doing so. So now we provide an 8-hour home buyers education course. Okay. That course really goes into detail on the process you're going to take in buying a home. who's involved in that process, what kind of documents you're going to find in that process.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. You know,
That's a scary thing, putting on the dotted line for that huge mortgage that you know you have to pay.
Absolutely. And what kind of documents you're going to find at that closing table. And, you know, by the time you finish signing, you might not have an arm because you signed so many documents. So it's a process for us. It's not only for you to learn, but it's for you to take some tools home with you so that you can continue learning as you go through the process of home ownership. But education is just our first step into our program. Financial pre-purchase counseling is our next process. It's a 2-hour counseling session, and we find out everything we need to know about you, to include like your blood type, because we want to make sure that you're ready to buy a home. We want to make sure that you're mortgage ready. We want to make sure that you are you're heading in the right direction.
So how many people do you have that actually stick with the process? I mean, you're talking an 8-hour home buyer's assistance, a 2-hour counseling class, and then they have to go into home buyer's assistance, down payment assistance. So you're going to get into their financial history and what their income could be and whether or not they'll actually be able to make those payments in the long run.
So just over the last 5 years, we have had more than 6,000 individuals come through our doors. We have educated those 6,000. We have had more than 2,000 one-on-one counseling sessions to really make sure that someone's ready to buy a home, or to make sure that we get them ready to buy a home. Right. Because they might not be ready, so we will help them.
Okay.
You know, through that process.
And see, that's the most important, is you don't just drop them.
No.
You're right there with referral services, with more tools.
Absolutely.
Okay, and financial help if they need it.
And then comes the financial help, because once we've completed our counseling, then we send them off to look for a home. We make sure that working with realtors and lenders are reputable to our community. And then we make sure that once they find a home, that we're still helping them. Financially, we provide up to $20,000 in assistance towards down payment, closing costs, principal reduction, and we have helped over 750 families with financial assistance.
So they can get into that home.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that is one of my pride and joys, because I've been in affordable housing nonprofit work for over 20 years. And for us to make sure that we've made certain that we've gotten someone into home ownership and they're going to last and stay in that home.
That's the bottom line.
It's the most important part. So we have had no default rates from any of those 750 individuals.
That is wonderful. Oh, applaud you for that.
So that's great work that we know that we're doing here at Nevada Partners.
Absolutely. We're talking to Julio Jimenez, and he is the housing program coordinator right here at Nevada Partners, and you've been listening to all the steps that you can go through to become a homeowner. And you may need financial assistance, and you can work up to that through the Home Buyers Assistance Program. You do sit through some hours of learning and given lots of tools and take home. Not only that, but they have counseling, which means one-on-one.
Yes.
Finding out about you, whether or not you're actually capable of being responsible to make that payment.
Absolutely.
And then send you out to find that home and then help with down payment assistance.
You got it.
It is an absolutely wonderful program. So if you're interested in the homeowners program at Nevada Partners, you can give them a call or go to the website. The website will give you everything.
Yes.
All information. It's very easy. NevadaPartners.org. That's it.
Thank you.
NevadaPartners.org. Thank you, Julio. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. The Lillian McMorris Show is produced by TGO Associates Productions. Multi-camera shoots either in our studio or on location. That's TGO Associates Productions. Give us a call at 702-509-7728. The Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada can help you with legal matters. They have a self-help center, so please visit them. If you need representation, it is provided free at the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. The Financial Guidance Center offers classes to get you financially in line with what you want to do. Purchase a house, go back to school. Any of these things you can do, and they hold classes. So please give them a call or go to their website. That's the Financial Guidance Center. Highlighting students, highlighting people, highlighting organizations and events is something that I totally love to do. And being on the campus of Nevada Partners, you run into the most magnificent people. And one person that was brought to us from the Culinary Academy of Las Vegas, and I want you to meet her, and her story is absolutely phenomenal. This is Carlita Wyndham.
Yes.
Welcome, Carlita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. You're just a picture of perfection here. You know, everything from the hat to I'm going to be on my feet 10-hour shoes, you know.
Yes.
I mean, this is perfect. But I guess that picture of perfection comes natural to you.
Yes, I spent 20 plus years in the military as a military officer. I retired. From my family background, we've enjoyed cooking. Every memory I have that's positive about my family experience has come from a very good meal.
So this is kind of like that mission, that vision. Once you got the career out of the way, I'm going to go do this now.
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. So I moved to Nevada, Las Vegas in December of 2013. And in my search to find the school
Right.
that I wanted to start my initial education, I began to ask questions in the community.
Uh-huh.
And I came upon a student who had attended the Culinary Academy of Las Vegas and just highly recommended the course from an education perspective. So, of course, that caught my attention.
Right.
And so I got on the phone, started calling, and I called and got introduced into a program called Nevada Partners. Phenomenal. Told me they were going to fund the course. Said, "Oh, this is awesome!
This is awesome. I can do this. I can do this. And I can cook and have fun too."
Absolutely, and have a great experience. So they.
How has it been for you so far?
It's been wonderful. Definitely walking away with an education, far more than what I came with. So when I do leave the campus, which will be in a few days, and I'm a little sad about that because I've enjoyed the experience.
But they also give you referrals so you can go actually get a job.
I will continue to further my education, of course. You know, my goals are lofty as they have been in my first career. So I will continue in that path. And so this has given me my initial foundation that I needed to take off and go where I want to go in my life.
Well, we want you to take off and go where you want to go.
Yes.
Because of after, you know, surviving the military for 20 plus years, inclusive of Afghanistan,
Yes.
you are deserving of whatever dream that you have.
Thank you.
You're so deserving. This is our highlight of one of our students right here at the Culinary Academy of Las Vegas, Carlita Wyndham. Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it.
It's time for the 6th annual White Linen Affair, sponsored by 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. It's going to be on Saturday, June the 28th at the Suncoast Hotel. Get your tickets right away. We sell out. 10 Golden Keys to Effective Networking. This book is designed to strengthen your networking techniques. It is an ebook for instant download. Go to LillianMcMorris.com. That's 10 Golden Keys for Effective Networking. 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. Would you like to be a member? Giving your time back to the youth in our community. Our #1 project is mentoring. Join 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. There's a membership drive. Call 888-812-5455 for more information. We're going to take a little serious moment. And some of us have experienced this in our families, and I'm one of those, is Alzheimer's. And it's quite unfortunate because when it hits, you start to see that person, their memory, their actions, everything totally starts to deteriorate. As a matter of fact, my godfather passed from Alzheimer's, and I watched his personality change from a very jovial, independent, just a worldly man, actually, to a very mean, distant person. And it was a person that we didn't know. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Alzheimer's. And we have the Southern Nevada Alzheimer's Association, and we're very blessed today to have the regional director, Mr. Albert Chavez. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for the invitation.
Let's talk about Alzheimer's, the disease.
Okay. First, let me start by saying I love your nails.
Oh,
They're
thank
wonderful.
you.
If I could do that, I would.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Alzheimer's disease is a progressive and fatal brain disease, to which today there is no cure, unfortunately. There are approximately 5 million people within the United States living with Alzheimer's disease. Every 68 seconds, another case of Alzheimer's disease develops. In the state of Nevada, we have approximately 37,000 people living with Alzheimer's disease. So it's a great problem.
And I noticed, statistically speaking, I was doing some research that we're getting some early onset Alzheimer's. People like 46 years old.
Right. We've seen Alzheimer's disease as early as 35. And early onset is also a growing issue, especially given the fact that we're getting better at early diagnosis. And so we're seeing early onset at an earlier time.
Okay, so it probably was there all the time, but now that we're discussing it, people are openly discussing, we're informing people, educating people, having programs to help the families get through it, you're finding out that there may be some younger.
That's right.
Yeah.
When we're putting together the state plan for Alzheimer's disease, we found that there were 3 people within the state. People who know about Alzheimer's disease, typically those are people who have had experience with Alzheimer's disease, family members, caregivers, professionals. We found that there were people who knew about Alzheimer's disease but didn't want to know about Alzheimer's disease.
And these in denial.
Right, yeah. These are those people that come to our table at a health fair, pick up a piece of collateral material, look and see where they are, drop the collateral, and literally run the other way.
Wow.
I've even been at health fairs where there's been people who have scurried by my table to go to a hospice table because there's so much stigma behind Alzheimer's disease. And then there's
Why do you think that is? Is it a matter of education, lack of understanding?
There's all of the above, I would say. All of the above, I would say. Alzheimer's disease up to here, the recent past, has always been looked at as old-timers
Yes,
kind of
that's what people say, old-timers disease.
Yeah, it's what happens.
Anymore.
It's just natural. This is what happens to everybody kind of thing. And that's not the case,
Now, you made a statement that there is no cure, of which I know that.
Right.
But what they're stating is, a different diet or this holistic medication. And are we finding that that is helpful in prolonging a little bit of the positive before we get so far?
Well, what they're saying now today is that a heart-healthy diet is important, but a heart-healthy diet lifetime-wise. Heart-healthy exercise, eating right, sleeping right, things of that nature. Socializing is very important. Getting out there, oftentimes as people age, they tend to isolate themselves within their home, watching TV, things of that nature. So being social is important. Unfortunately, though, there's nothing that really shows, that staves off the disease. It's just something that takes place within the brain.
How unfortunate. What do we need to do to get in touch with you or get in touch with I know the Southern Nevada chapter, but then you also have a task force that is working within the state of Nevada?
Well, we have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week helpline, and that number is 1-800-272-3900. At any time of the day or night, if you have any kind of questions and need information, just call that number.
Someone will be there.
Somebody will be there to take that call. I have family care consultants who are able to really navigate a person with a disease or family members from diagnosis all the way to the end of the disease, which typically is right around 10 years.
Right.
We have support groups all across the valley to include Pahrump, Laughlin, and Mesquite. We have Medical Alert Safe Return bracelets. And that really helps with regard to wandering.
Right.
We have educational programs that we have all across the valley.
Now, speaking of education, what are some of the signs that we should be aware of, that we should watch for?
The first sign is going to be short-term memory loss. And it's going to be abnormal short-term memory loss. I'm often sent to the grocery store. And every time I get to the grocery store, the first thing I do is pick up my phone and say, now what was I supposed to get? Okay. And that happens typically until I'm done shopping.
Okay.
And then when I go outside, I go like this, looking for my car,
Oh, okay.
But that's normal for me.
Okay.
That's normal for me. Now, if I went to the store,
Okay.
that's normal for me. That's normal memory loss. Yeah. That's selective memory.
Selective memory, I think that's for you.
Right. But same scenario, if I went to Walmart or the grocery store and I didn't realize why I was there, how I got there, or how to get home. Oftentimes people have said that they were on their way home, lived there for 30 years, and couldn't figure out how to get there or how to get back. So it's abnormal memory loss. The person who is the accountant all their life and then, can't figure out how to add or subtract, or they're starting to bounce checks or not pay bills,
Just
things of
those
that nature.
little signs that we can see. This is the Southern Nevada Alzheimer's Association. We're very happy to talk to Albert Chavez, who is the regional director. We are going to continue this conversation and get some members of the task force to come in and speak to us. But in the meantime, you can find out more information by going to alz.org/DSW, which stands for
Desert Southwest Chapter.
Desert Southwest Chapter. That's Alzheimer's disease. It can affect anyone at any time. It's not something that you can take a vaccination for. It's not something that you can take vitamins for. It just happens.
Right.
That's all we know right now.
That's what we know.
It just happens.
Right.
There is a hotline that can answer your questions and be there if you need it. It's 1-800-272-3900. That's 1-800-272-3900. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Albert Chavez, Southern Nevada Alzheimer's Association. We thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lillian McMorris. We thank our sponsors for making us available to our community to give out information about events and programs and organizations that are making a difference here in Southern Nevada. Please keep watching us right here on COX 96 1096 HD. We'll talk to you next time.